Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This week's video I thought would be fun to do kind of like a reintroduction video. It's been a few years since I really was last active on YouTube, so I thought, you know what, let's do a reintroduction video, a get to know me, a little chit chatty video while baking cookies. I am recording on my phone, so I couldn't use my phone for the recipe, so I went old school and I printed out the ingredients and the instructions on how to make these chocolate chip cookies, which I have made them a couple of times now. I found this recipe a few months ago on YouTube actually, so I'll leave a link below to the recipe in the video, but oh my goodness, these chocolate chip cookies are so good. Trust me, try these out and you'll love it. So let's go ahead, we're gonna grab all the ingredients that we need and then we can just get into this little chit chatty get to know me video. Okay, so I need bread flour, baking powder, baking soda, next we need salt, unsalted butter, chilled in cubes, 8 ounces. We need brown sugar, regular white sugar, so 2 large eggs, chilled, and vanilla. And then we need bittersweet chocolate. I'm just gonna go ahead and use the chocolate that I have. Okay, we got all the ingredients that we need, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and cube our butter, which is chilled. This actually might be the secret ingredient. These cookies are both soft, but then the edges are a little crunchy. It is so good. It takes a little bit more effort, I feel like, but it's worth it. I don't know why I grabbed my smallest cutting board, but here we are. Okay, so these are chopped in cube, doesn't have to be perfect. I'll set these aside. In a large bowl, whisk together the bread flour, baking powder, and baking soda. So let's go ahead and do that. This is insane, but it's 2 cups. This is from the Magnolia, well, what is it? Hearth and Home brand from Joanna Gaines at Target. Comes with like the whole set, but 2 cups? When I saw this, I was like, I'm never gonna use that. I use it a lot more than I actually thought I would, like for this. Now, 1 teaspoon of the baking powder. So 1 teaspoon and half a teaspoon of baking soda. We need 1 teaspoon. All right, now we're just gonna whisk this together. And while I do that, let's just start off with, I guess, my name. My name is Christina. I am a wife and a mother. So I've been married to my husband. It'll be 9 years this May, which is crazy. Like that to me blows my mind. 9 years of marriage. And then we have 2 wonderful boys. We have Ezra, he is 3 and a half, about 3 and a half, and Micah is 10 months. He'll be 11 months next week. Wild. And Lord willing, we do plan on having more children, at least 1, if not 2, and who knows. So if you would have asked us 9 years ago, like what we thought our family dynamic was going to be, it definitely was probably like always 2 children and then that's it. But let me tell you, once you start having these kids, you just love them so much and you just want more. I want all the babies. So Anyway, let's go ahead and do the next step, which is beat the cold butter on medium speed until it is starting to break apart. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually transfer this into another bowl so that I can put the butter in here and use the mixer. Put in the butter here. Beat the cold butter on medium speed until it is starting to break apart, about 30 seconds. So let's go ahead and do that. Just added the 1 cup of brown sugar, and now we're gonna mix that together. So I've got the sugar, brown sugar is already in there, and now we're adding the white sugar as well. Mix this until it's still, like it's mixed together, but it's still crumbly. So I think we did that. And now we're gonna go ahead and add all of the liquid. Sorry, I know this is kind of a weird angle, but we're gonna be adding in the vanilla and the 2 eggs. So we've got 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Then we have our 2 eggs, which this, fun fact, we have chickens. So these are fresh eggs. We have 5 chickens, and they have names. We've got Dahlia, we have Maple, we have Willow, we have Lolita, and we have Scarlet. And they are going to be a year old now. March 15th is when we got them, but they were probably already like a week old. So they're probably a year old already. We got them last year from Tractor Supply. That's actually kind of a funny story. My husband has always wanted chickens, and turns out that we can have 5 chickens where we're at and where we're zoned here in Florida. So we finally did that last year. We got the chicken coop, which we absolutely love our chicken coop. I really should do like a whole video on these girls because they are our favorite things. They're so fun, and they're really, really easy to upkeep, and it's just kind of cool to be in the suburb. We're outside of Tampa, just outside of Tampa. So it's just really cool to be able to have chickens in our backyard. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and add in these dry ingredients. We also have a dog, Remy. We've had Remy now for, oh my goodness, like 5 years. Yes, we got him in 2020. His birthday's in December. It's December 21st. But anyway, we got him actually, I guess for my husband's birthday, he gets animals. So we had gotten Remy on March 15th. And we also got the chickens like March 15th. Next step was to add 2 cups of chocolate chips. So this is just what I'm using, but the recipe actually calls for roughly chopped semi-sweet chocolate and bittersweet chocolate. I'm just gonna use what I have on hand, which are these chocolate chips. This is semi-sweet and this is milk chocolate. It'll be good, it doesn't matter. And then you're just supposed to mix these together. Let's keep chatting. So yes, the chickens, we've got the dog. Those are the only animals we have right now. Who knows what animals we'll end up with as these boys get older. See a fish in our future. I'm sure like a salamander or something weird. I do work full time. So I have been in the role that I'm in for 4 years. It's project management. I focus on our team's communication and engagement, and that is a whole lot of fun. So I really enjoy my job, but I also discovered that when I had Ezra, my heart totally did a 180, and I was like, Lord, I'm pretty sure you would like me to stay at home, be a stay-at-home mom. And so my husband and I, we prayed about it. We've talked about it endlessly for the past few years, and we do feel that the Lord would like me to stay home. So we have had to pivot and readjust, and we have just been saving and working on a plan to make that happen sooner rather than later. So we are still just leaving that up to the Lord and just have asked for his guidance and his wisdom and just discernment in that, because it's a really big lifestyle change. Is a really big decision, but we totally feel at peace with it, and we are excited for that chapter. Hopefully, like I said, sooner rather than later. That's also why I came back to YouTube, because I would love to show just the transition between being a full-time employee and still obviously a mother. So while I should mention this too, while I'm working, my husband works, we both work from home. The boys are at their little school and they're there almost all day, which is a blessing, right? To have someone watch them and to be able to do that. But it also breaks our hearts because I would love to be with them here at home. So anyway, that's where they're at right now. They actually really like their little school, which is great. The teachers are phenomenal. The little curriculum that they do is really hands-on, but I'm really excited to take on that challenge of being mom, educator, all the things. I have such a passion for motherhood, and not just motherhood, but joyful motherhood specifically. I think that's something that's missing from just our society these days. It's really, motherhood is looked at as just a big challenge, and that it's not worth it a lot of times. And you know, it's better to just stay single or just have it be you and your husband. Like, kids add a lot of work, and it's true, they add a lot of work, but they're such a blessing. And I would argue that, I mean, they refine you daily and they sanctify you. And it's just one of those things that it's unfortunate that the world views motherhood the way that it does now. So anyway, I just hope to use this channel to be an encouragement to other mothers and to those who want to be mothers, and just the joy and the absolute blessing that these children are. So I want to use my channel for that, and then also just biblical womanhood in general. It's nice to have a space where other like-minded women can come together, encourage each other, and hold each other accountable. I think it's something that's missing, and I'm excited to hopefully bringing some of that to the space of the internet. These cookies are supposed to be like giant gourmet bakery style cookies, but I do make them a little bit smaller because one, I like them to last longer, and two, with the kids or with Ezra, it's just too big for him. So I like to make them a little bit smaller, but really this is only supposed to make like 9 cookies, but I kind of stretched it out to be like 15. We'll see what it comes out to at the end. I am a Christian. I love the Lord, and everything that I do, I aim to please him, and I just always pray that it brings him glory in some way. Everything that I have, everything that we've been blessed with in terms of like our boys, the home, our marriage, both material and immaterial, they've been directly from the Lord, and we just give him all the glory and the honor and the praise for what he's done in our life and what he continues to do. And so that's something you'll see too on this channel. Like, I'm not going to shy away from my faith. Especially, I love discussing Reformed theology. That's something that is really fun for me and interesting. So that's something that I'm sure I'll touch on here and there. But yeah, just wanted to say that too, because that is a huge part of my life, and it will be intertwined in my content just naturally because it's just part of who I am. This is really how these cookies are supposed to look. They're supposed to be giant cookies like this. So I've got 6 here, but then I did make the other cookies smaller so that we can enjoy them a little bit longer. So this is really important. We need to freeze them for 1 hour before we can bake. Okay, sorry about the lighting. It is a little bit later, but I went ahead and baked this tray of cookies. You put it in at 375 for 19 to 20 minutes. I put for 20 minutes because these are pretty big. Look at how amazing they look. Are you kidding me? Oh no, oh no. I mean the perfect chocolate chip cookie. I have to do a taste test. So good. It's like a little crunchy on the sides, but it's so fluffy in the inside, and the chocolate's so good. Okay, so thank you so much for getting to know me a bit. If you've made it this far, let's do like one last question. So maybe like, what's something that is interesting about me? I feel like this is kind of a go-to for me, like whether I'm in a group setting, work, whatever, because no one ever thinks it, but I am 100% Puerto Rican. I know I look white, and I don't speak Spanish, so that also doesn't help. But I am 100% Puerto Rican, so you'll also see me making like different Puerto Rican dishes that we do for dinner. My husband is also Puerto Rican, so he loves Puerto Rican cuisine, and now our boys, obviously they're Puerto Rican too. We're both Puerto Rican, so we're really trying to make sure that they grow up with as much culture as we can give them, whether it's music, food, traditions. So you'll definitely see that on this channel too, like when I'm making dinner. Actually, from my last video, if you saw that, the dinner that I made was a Puerto Rican dish. So it's something that no one ever guesses that I would be Puerto Rican, let alone like 100%. So, but I want to know a little bit about you. Leave a comment down below, something that you find interesting about yourself that maybe someone else wouldn't have guessed or wouldn't know. So anyway, thanks so much for hanging out, baking cookies with me. If you do try out this recipe, let me know too, because I'm telling you, it's so good. So it's worth the extra effort for every step. The butter, the cold eggs, and then freezing it for an hour. It's worth it, trust me. But anyway, hope you guys have a really great rest of your day and week ahead, and we'll see you next time. Bye.